Nation of Fit in 10. Welcome to day 51, and we got 19 days to go. And reminder that you gotta keep pushing through. You gotta keep trying every single day. And even if you think that, what can be accomplished in 19 days, in fact, a lot can. And this is just a reminder that there's still almost a third left. Okay, so 23 days is about the third mark, right? We're at day 19. So still a lot can happen. And of course, as always, this is just a start to where you are going to continue, right? Or maybe you're going to finish this and you're going to maintain, but you're going to keep it up, right? Or maybe you're going to continue to change, but you're just not going to be moving at the same rate, right? After all, if I had to give a good strategy for fat loss and body composition change, really the slower you do it, the better off you're going to be. I mean, within reason, right? I mean, we don't want to go at a snail's pace, but if you can be slower at it, the gains or the losses, however you want to look at it, are going to be that much more sustainable. All right. Today's treat that I'm going to talk about is jam. And there are some good jams out there, and I am a huge jam fan. And unfortunately, my mom doesn't make me jam anymore like she did when I was a kid. I love raspberry jam, and this is a jam that I don't mind. I don't actually have it very often, but I suppose I could. I just don't. I try to use as much real whole food as possible. This is not so bad. I mean, the first ingredient in this is raspberries, which is one of the reasons I got it. So it's got raspberries, and then it's got added sugar, water, pectin, and citric acid. So very, very basic jam. Another good jam is one by Crofters, and another one that you could also get is, what's it called? Twice the Fruit, President's Choice brand. So now, what did you put jam on? Well, I'm going to tell you one of my favorites that I have not had actually in a very, very long time, but it made me think of it because the other day I went and bought some aged white cheddar cheese. It's aged 15 months, I believe. It is super, super good. This cheese is, and I'm not a cheese connoisseur by any means, but when I had this, I was like, wow, it is so good. I just got it at Costco. Costco's got a pretty decent cheese. It seems like they do. They got a lot of cheese varieties there. And that this cheese is just like, for me, it's really, really good. Now, here's something you can try if you want, okay? It's not really low calorie per se, but it's, some decent foods. You can get a really, really good bread. If you want to go, in terms of really, really nutrient dense and lower carb, you can go with something like an Ezekiel bread. Or you can go with a squirrely bread. Squirrely bread's, I guess it's a little bit lower in carbs. So you can just go with a sourdough if you're really wheat or gluten sensitive. Toast it, put some strawberry or raspberry jam on it, and then slice up some cheddar cheese. Maybe it'll be this aged white cheddar cheese, and put it on top of that. Now, maybe you've tried this. It is super, super, super good. I have not had it in, I don't even know, to be honest with you, because I used to do it when I was a kid. But I can still, obviously I remember the taste. And it is super good. So if you're ever looking for a treat, this is another way to go where you're going to get, there's nothing wrong with having some cheese. You can have a good quality bread. And maybe the jam's not the best, but if you get something like this, where the first ingredient is raspberries, which by the way, I'm sure, I don't know if you guys know or not, but the ingredients go in order of amounts, right? So the first ingredient is going to be the ingredient that is of most in whatever product that you're buying. So in this case, raspberries is the first ingredient. That means there's more raspberries in here than anything else. So when you're looking at a jam, try to get one that's going to be definitely fruit first. But give it a shot. Some sort of toast, jam, and then slice up some aged white cheddar cheese on top. Super, super good. All right, let's talk about, it's already 5 minutes, well. Let's talk about Fiber, because I gave you guys a fiber amount. And we never really talked about fiber too much. It is a carbohydrate, by the way, but it's different. And there's basically two major types of fiber. There's soluble and insoluble. And basically, insoluble goes right through you. Okay, and it reduces transit time, so it allows things to move through you faster. Whereas insoluble fiber, this gets broken down and digested to some degree, and we'll go through that in a little more detail in a sec. And this actually slows transit time. So they both have sort of different functions in that regard. But the insoluble fiber will add bulk to your stool, and that's going to have no caloric consequences. So basically, insoluble fiber is basically free food. It's going to have no consequences. It's going to go right through you. Soluble fiber, on the other hand, that is something that will form more of a gel type substance in your intestinal tract. It will slow transit time, and it will essentially get eaten up by bacteria in the large intestine, where it will turn into basically short chain fatty acids. And so on average, when we look, and this obviously accounts for some kind of for some caloric amount, because this does get absorbed, at least some of it does, back into the bloodstream. So it's been estimated that every gram of soluble fiber is about 2 calories, which is not bad, right? So about like half of what a regular carbohydrate would be worth. So anyways, just, something to consider. All in all, if you take fiber, we're really looking at very little calories. So if you're eating a fibrous food, okay, so something like, if we look at an insoluble fiber, we could be looking at something like wheat bran or certain kinds of vegetables or whole grains. And certainly probably some nuts and seeds and beans. And soluble fiber as well. We got things like oat bran, barley, nuts, again, seeds, beans, lentils, peas, certain fruits and vegetables. Most fibrous foods are not just going to be of one type or the other. They're usually going to be a combination. So when we look at fiber as a whole, we're really looking at a mix of both, and considering that soluble fiber has about half the calories. That's really what we just determined prior to this. And insoluble fiber counts for nothing. We can really look at fiber as counting for almost nothing. Okay, so, be excited when you see fiber, because it's almost like free food. Fiber also has a higher thermic effect than regular carbohydrates. I need to look into it more, but it has a higher thermic. It means it has a higher digestive cost. So just another bonus to it as well, right? So another thing that's basically going to counteract any calories that it has against your body. Okay, let's get the message of the day. On this day 51, we are into the teens now in terms of days left. And just a reminder to you, you must tell yourself, no matter how hard it is, or how hard it gets, you are going to keep going. You're going to continue, and you're going to make it, okay? And hopefully you're just going to keep going. But through this challenge, you must tell yourself that no matter how hard it is or how hard it gets, and it's never too late to say this, you are going to continue and you are going to make it, right? You're going to keep going. There's only 19 days left. And you can still make really good change. All right, positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.